Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Today we are going to work on this beautiful winter landscape in this nice sky. It's a warm colors, and we are going to work with acrylic with this nice beautiful color. And I'm going to first of all mix my paint on palette paper and then start drawing with anything we see in a background, which is sky, and then move forward, finish this water and landscape, and then add the trees on top. And I'm going to work with acrylic paint with flat brush and on top of wood panel. This is a wood panel, and if you like canvas you can go with that, but I love this smooth surface of wood and I'm going to work on it. So let's add the paint on our canvas. Okay, so we are having our paint on a palette. All the colors are here, and we are not doing a lots of mixture. We start to separate the line of sky and the landscape and finish the sky, then move down. Even we can do some drawing of the shape of a river as well. So because of the sky, which is a yellowy tone, I'm going to start to add the yellow. First separate the line, and then with the blue we can shape the river. Let's do it together. So I'm going to take yellow color, it's a pure yellow, and I'm doing separate the sky from landscape, like here and even there. It's nice to have even sometimes more space for the sky. I think it's better to move down to add more space for the sky. Like that, it's enough. I'm not make dirty this brush. I choose another brush for shaping the river, and start with the light blue color. So if you imagine here, just a tiny line, then zigzaggy shape. I finish with the right side and then move left side, sorry, and then the right side. I just adding this line a little bit larger, then move here. Just a quick drawing would be okay. And then I'm going to go on the right side a little bit further here, a little larger space here, and then bring it down till the edge of canvas, like that. And anytime we can fix the shape and the line. So far is okay. I'm going to move on, take my brush, start apply with yellow color, pure yellow. Take a lots of paint to cover all the white of canvas or even creamy color of wood. This is so bright. I can mix at the same time with white color and give me like a lemon yellow. We can mix our paint in our palette here, or at the same time on top of the canvas or any surface we are going to work. Both are okay. So it's helped my paint get a little brighter. Then I'm going higher. A little white at the same time. Back and forth with brush to let them mix together. And again, move on with pure yellow. Now I bring a little bit higher than the size I want to be yellow, because I would like to bring the orange color, and I prefer to mix the orange with actually make the orange yellow with a little bit red, because red is so strong, can change the value so fast. So I make a little orangey tone, even just a tiny touch of white make it brighter. Yeah, that's good color. I would like to bring on my canvas and let it mix with yellow. When it's mixed together, when both colors are wet, they blend very well. Okay, so move up a little bit higher, and then pure red color. This red is close to pinky tone, or even I can add a little bit of this color mixed with white color to make it more pinky. Yeah, that's better because it's more close to pinky color. Exactly. Yeah. So take some. Make sure the color that you bring another one on top be wet. Like the orange be wet and then bring pink on top, because we would like to let them blend together. We don't want to see the line in between, the separation line. We want to let them very nicely transition happen. And even with this tip of brush, you can bring it a little bit low, let them move together, back to the yellow, let them move together like that. And let me clean the brush. Anytime you want to switch another paint, you need to clean the brush, wipe it with napkin, and then move with the other color. Even here I want to let them a little bit orange and yellow mixed together. When the colors are wet, it's a good time to do anything, but when it starts to dry, it's better to leave it dry and then after that add the paint on top. Okay, clean it, and I'm going to move on with purple. Here the pink is dry now. I need to back again, make the pink color wet. When the edge of the pink is wet, then I can bring purple so very well, because they let each other mix together. And blend into each other. But the top of the sky is supposed to be dark. So I'm going to bring the cobalt blue, because cobalt blue is dark, and I think I need again darker than cobalt because it's dark purple. So I have light purple. I can mix cobalt with the red I have and make the dark purple. Or even I can use this purple as well, because the red, it depends which red you have, it can show us like a burgundy. Yeah, exactly this color. Okay, take some. At the top of sky with this dark color, bring it lower. Even we can bring more purple lower. Back and forth. Darker color. Make our sky more beautiful. Okay, I'll leave it be like that. Very nice and gently. A little bit lower here. Even purple, and then some pink at the edge. So this is a nice sky. You can play with the colors to let them move into each other and make it more interesting as the nice and lovely sky. Okay, now I'm happy with it. I make a little bit like a cloud here. I'm happy with this, so leave it get dry completely. Okay, until the sky get completely dry and be ready for next layer, I'm going to finish the river, and I'm going to take pure blue color and start cover from the further back and forth with a smaller brush, and at the same time I take white color as well to make the wave on top and back and forth. You can let this color a little bit blend together and make a natural watermark. And even at the edge we need to make it a little darker. Later I'm going to do. So just a pure light blue color. Always use heavy paint because it takes time to dry and give us a chance to bring another color on top and make it more blend. So further I try to make it a little lighter. Because of that, at the same time I bring some white color and make a shape of wave on top. But when I'm close to the edge of the canvas, which is so close to me, I would like to make it a little darker. So please have a napkin beside yourself. Always clean your brush. And again, back to the blue. At the same time, we are going to use cobalt blue as well. Cobalt blue is darker blue. So when I'm going to use heavy paint with light color of blue, which is cerulean, or even sky blue, or we can find another name, like there's a lots of brand, there's a lots of name they have, different tone, a little bit lighter and darker, but we need the light blue color. And then at the same time take some cobalt, let the cobalt move at the edge more, and then a little come higher. They can smoothly moving together and get the nice and beautiful result. Okay, and even a little bit pure white color to shape as a wave between. Make the water more beautiful. With the tip of brush you can do that. So after that, because the edge of water, when we bring the snow on top, it's a little darker. So I take cobalt blue, I take a little bit black to make it more dark. Sometimes black is too strong, we need to make more blue with that mix. And I'm going to add a little bit shadow here on the edge, a little bit like a shadow here on this part of the edge, even some here, and shape it look like the way I want. Then you can bring it into the water, let them blend together, and even further, just a little bit narrow line we need to do. And cover it with more blue if it's too hard. Yeah, like that. So okay, I think we are okay. It shows already this is the water, and then we add the snow on top. Okay, now for next part, I'm going to add the snow on top. And it's not just pure white color. If you see, it's a feeling of purpley, it's a feeling of bluey is visible on it. So let me mix a little bit paint together. We have blue and purple, but it's better to mix some of them because they are not so hard and dark like those. So I take a little bit purple, mix with white color to make the lighter purple color, and I'm doing with palette knife to have this light purple. If I need to make that dark purple, I will do that. If not, I have already light purple. I don't clean my brush. I'm going to take a little bit light blue and mix with this with white color to make a little bit lighter blue, and even take some white color. I have already paint on my brush, on my palette, it's okay, and I take cobalt blue to reach a little bit darker, lighter cobalt. As I mentioned, if we need to add those darkness, we will add those as well. But we need this tree color, and in some case under the trees is the shadow of the tree, so we can add darker tone. Okay, so let's start because it's here covered with the tree, so it's okay. We can even go with this color because the edge is really dark and we cannot see anything. It's just a tree. And then take some of this blue color and start apply here. At the same time, imagine the shadow of the trees and bring it on top. Even mix with the purple, randomly happen like that. You can bring some randomly purple into the blue, which is so lovely, and let this light and dark color move in together and give us a nice blending. So you see, these are the darkness of snow. We don't need to make it pure white color at the beginning, but we are going to have lighter purple in the edge of the water, and even further you can use the tip of brush to play with your paint. Even here we are going to shape it look like that and add a tone. If the hard edge create here, that's okay, because we would like to show the heavy snow on top of this landscape. But at the beginning I'm not adding any white color. I just try to shape it with blue and purple, light and dark, and then at the end I'm going to add some part with the white color. So bring the blue, bring the purple, make the snow interesting with the value and tone of blue purpley color. And napkin always easy to have to clean it, wipe it. I'm going to start at the tree here, so the shadow somewhere supposed to be like that. I'm going to add this dark blue here as a shadow and let it blend into lighter tone, and then move on with the pure white color. Take some white color, let it move into colorful purple here. Even heavy paint, you can use heavy paint to let it be visible, the texture, and leave it like that. Pure white color, we need some pure white color at the stance. Even if you see it's a lot, bring it back with the blue. Play with the colors, make it interesting, light and dark. So it's heavy paint, really heavy paint. And the stance, I would like to show it a little bit darker tone here as a snow, and leave it be there, and even lighter tone as well. So move on with the color like this, Leave it be heavy. And I tried to show that's a heavy snow. Okay. And with the tip of brush, we can cover the edge of landscape. We are okay with this part. Now we can move on to finish the other section and then add the trees on top. So I'm going to start with this bluey color, which is cobalt blue. I will do at the same time the lighter blue as well. For the edge, I'm going to use tip of brush, which is easier to work with. And if you see, I'm going to add all these three colors that I premixed here at the same time. When I go further, go with the pure purple. Like that, even the cobalt blue, because further is a little darker in some case. And I can do all at the same time. And don't be worried when you use heavy paint, it takes time to dry, so you can let them move together. Blue. Play with the colors. Purple. That's so enjoyable. Light purple. Let them go into the darkness. Light purple. Even blue. I can go with dark blue even on this section because it's covered with tree and supposed to be as a shadow. So I can add some light and dark. Pure blue. Under the tree, it's nice to have shadow with the cobalt. Even the mixture of cobalt with black, sometimes that's nice too. But we can add this color a little later when we bring exactly the trees. So I add the edge a little darker, so clean it with napkin. Move on with the lighter color. With acrylic, it's so lovely to help the colors sit beside each other. Sometimes you don't have to always let them blend together. We do most of the time blending in oil, but for acrylic it's okay. You need to let them sit close together. And even some colors on top, like that. I would like to have a feeling of all these colors be visible on my painting. Purple, light blue, dark blue, and be more interesting. So now it's time to add a little pure white color on top, especially close to the canvas, to the edge of canvas, and make this more strong. Sometimes it's happened you disappear this darker tone. That's nothing happened. We will add those again later. Bring it back. Back and forth, even with light color if they disappear. And even on this one, it's a little bit brighter tone. Okay. So I think we are okay. We can add just a little bit darker color here with blue and black, at the edge exactly to make it sharp and harder. Because sometimes when we add light color, they gone. So more and a little bit and distance here, and I think would be okay, would be enough. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to add the trees first of all on the stands, the smaller shorter one, and then add these two larger size in front, and then we'll add the snow on top of them. So we are going to pre-mix a little bit because this dance is so lighter, and I'm going to mix with the purpley bluey for the trees. And first of all, let me add a little bit blue cobalt with the red, mix them together. When we add more blue, it can be darker or bluey purple, so I think we need to add more blue in our palette. And for the lighter tone, we can add directly this purple. So this is good for distance and for the darker part. Clean palette knife. And I'm going to start with a small size of brush that's easier to handle distance, and flat brush. Even with the tip of flat brush, we can make the shape of line easier. So take some paint with the tip of brush from this part, because here it's so smaller and brighter. Even I can start a little bit further because they are longer, and randomly add some line, pressure to each other, sometimes a little bit longer, and then with the pointy part of the brush add the paint around. When we close to the landscape, to the grass, it's get thicker and cover most of the part. But when we go higher a little bit, it's shorter. Some part it's under the tree, so it's not really visible, but I will do some small tree on the stands as well to cover the yellow on the side. And even we can add a little bit purple for those to have another value for the trees. To make it colorful on the stands, clean it with napkin again. I don't want to have a lots of light color on the stands. I want to make it a little bit darker again, so bring it back with just some touch. Same happen for the other side. Randomly add some like a bushes. I'm not adding yet here. Try to add a little further because I know these are covered with the large trees. For this one I make it a little bit higher, and then with the side of brush or the pointy part of brush I try to shape the leaves or even the branches. Even you can bring some on top of the snow here, even here as well. I prefer to do everything with just a flat brush, because when you turn your brush like this way, that way, you can easily do everything. But some people, some artists, prefer to do the leaves with a round and pointy brush, and then the line of tree trunk with a flat brush. So you can do with everything you feel more comfortable. A little bit lighter purple. Oh, that's too much light. Bring back again. For this one, I am going to add a little bit purple. In some part, not everywhere, to make it lighter. But when I move close to this part, a little light purple with this dark purple, I try to mix together. Give me lighter tone, and I try to make it even fade. I don't want to see really visible. So tiny, so small, and try to make it look like fade trees and disappear on the stands. Yeah, look like that, and that's enough. Okay, so we finished with the trees on the stands. That's so lovely. We are going to add the trees in front a little bit, and it's supposed to be darker. So we are going to mix again blue and red together. We already mixed them, and I want to use black into those. So again, take a little black. I would like to make the front trees more darker. For this dance we use lighter tone, but in front it's okay to use darker tone. And I'm not going to use just the black, because black is not really colorful. I try to make blue, red mixed together and then add the black color on it. So it looks like a pomegranate color. So it's dark, but that's a lovely dark. So again, back to flat brush. Draw the, I can start with this one, which is just one tree. Choose one side, start from here, draw the straight line. Okay, as a tree trunk, down. Side of the tree, side of the brush. Start to shape randomly. Try to keep in between as a colorful of sky, and make the leaves randomly happen. Make the branches. We are going to add the snow on top later. So and if you see, this is too dark, so look like that. This tree is so close to us, not further. Further always lighter. We can add heavy paint on top and let this really heavy paint sit on your canvas. After it gets dry, you can feel all this heavy texture and heavy movement, which is so lovely. And after we finish with the trees, we are going to add snow on top. When we are close to the edge of the tree to finish, try to lay all these leaves on top of the, like a grass. Like that. So the other one is the same. We can start adding one tree shorter than this one on the edge of the canvas, a little bit further, and the other one smaller here, like that. And then the same technique I'm going to add, start with the shorter tree, which is smaller. I'm going to add some branches for that. Spread everywhere on the ground. Make it a little pointy if you like. And then the other one. For this one, the shape of tree, I try to look it like that. So the shape of leaves looking up. This one looking down. For that one, I try to show these are toward up. And then when we go down, try to shape it more, spread all these branches to the ground. When we add the snow on top, it shows that they're separate from each other. Okay. Okay, we add a little bit of snow on top. We don't need to wait everything get dry. We can do right away. I'm not adding pure white color first. I take a little white, I take light purple and light blue, mix them together, and it gives me light color, but it's not a pure white color. So I use this one first, and then in some part, if I need, then I am going to add just a pure white color. So we can go with even same brush, or sometimes it's better to use another brush maybe to have a clean brush. So take some like this, again heavy paint would be great, and start adding on top of the leaves and branches. In some parts they mix with the dark color would be okay, but randomly just touch the leaves like that to help this light color sit as a snow on top. Always have a napkin to clean it. Take heavy paint. Randomly try to shape it look like the real snow on top. Make it pointy some part. Heavy paint again. I will always clean my brush with napkin. On the center, I try to add some toward the center. And then you can see if you like to add some white color exactly on top as the snow. A little bit, some part, it's okay to have pure white color of snow to show that these are really clean snow on top. And that's enough. Then you can move it the other one, like the small one. First of all, with this lighter purple, and then we can move on. For this one, I'm not adding any light white color. So I think I need to premix again more. So take again, and now on the other side, the way of the leaves is toward up. So we need to be careful when we are going to add the snow on top. So we need to pay attention to the shape of the leaves and the branch. The leaves doesn't matter because they're not visible on this kind of trees. Just the way of branches are visible. And then when you add the white color, we can already help it separate from each other and be more visible. And then separate the center even a little more with the head, with the snow. And then pure white color. Helpful to separate more and make the this tree especially come a little bit more close to us forward. And even sometimes happen when we add the snow on top of tree, they even going together. So I need to make these two a little separate from each other. So bring back the darker color in some parts, especially on here in the top part, to have a little bit separate. I want to bring them back. Add the snow on one part of the smaller tree, not both sides. That help this one come forward and the small one go further. Like that. That's great. Okay. Now with the tip of brush, I'm going to add a little bit details here in front. And the snow has a leaves, but not the leaves, some like a grass, tiny grass. Some here. And this happened with the tip of flat brush, and one here even. That's cool. And when you add this kind of grass, make sure under this part of the grass supposed to be a little bit darker, not really pure white color. So if it's not, just bring a little bit like a bluey purpley tone under it and make some shadow be visible like that. And yep, that's okay. Okay, the last thing which is left is adding some snow. Yeah, it's the snow actually, or maybe the star on top. So we need to add a brush stroke, cover with the water, lots of water. Then add the white color into that and make it look like watercolor. When you add lots of water, it's much more easier to do. But make sure you need to cover the surface you are going to add with some like a napkin or some paper, because it's go everywhere and make the table or everything a little bit dirty. So I add a napkin here and watery brush stroke. You can take another brush like that. When it's so watery, easily can come on top. As much as this beautiful dot you can add on top. So that's the last thing, and I hope you enjoyed today's painting and hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye.